to thank you all for giving me the opportunity to speak to you today about not only electrical training programs, but also the apprenticeship training model. It has been around forever and has been training workers for jobs and careers for a long time. These jobs are not only pay substantial living wages, but they also benefit the communities that our apprentices and our workers live in. Let me start by describing apprenticeship in the simplest form. Apprenticeship starts with the job. Unlike attending college, we train students in the job, in the career that they're going to perform throughout their apprenticeship. They're already working in the occupation that they're being trained to perform. I just want to highlight some of what it is that apprenticeship training means. What do electricians do? Well, a significant amount of work is done in the residential market, but that is not the primary area that we train apprentices and electricians for. It's really commercial work. It's buildings like this facility, which is, institutional. We do a lot of hospital work, governmental facilities. Anytime a business is looking for to expand, they rely on the construction industry, the sector that performs that work. Construction workers and electricians, my main focus here today, have the ability to bring the projects in on time and on budget, and that's mainly due to the training they receive. And how do we do that training? Really, one of the significant things is that apprenticeship is privately funded. It means that every hour that's worked by an electrician in the trade, it's usually the same for other trades as well, a contribution is made into a training trust fund. And that trust fund finances the training that goes on here. Our students attend the technical college, but even though they're a student of the college, they're only attending it because they're an apprentice already in the program. That's a significant difference between the training that goes on. One of the things that our training trust funds have the ability to do is provide financial assistance to apprentices while they're attending school. They pay tuition to the technical college. If they perform at or above our minimum standards, there's a tuition reimbursement policy. We also have incentives out there that help the apprentices pay for their textbooks. So if an apprentice does the best they can actually have free education through this program. And at the end, they'll have a career to show for it. On-the-job training makes up over 90% of the training and apprenticeship. Apprentices complete 8,000 hours of on-the-job training before completing their apprenticeships. Apprentices are not just viewed as workers at a reduced wage rate, but the contractors are viewing that as their future workforce. This is no different than a Major League Baseball team that has their farm league system. A lot of our contractors view their apprentices as their farm league. They're our future workers. They train them in areas of their expertise, and then they also are looking at them to be their future leaders. And the journey workers and the supervisors are charged with providing training to apprentices. And typically, if a journey worker isn't able to do that, the contractors recognize that and they move them to some of their best training journey workers. That's the number one way to learn how to perform the trades and the task is by being shown and then also doing it at the same time. In apprenticeship, you literally earn while you learn. As apprentices advance through the training program, they receive regular pay advancements. They start out in Madison at 40% of the journey workers scale. By the end of the first year, they're already making 50% of that scale. And like I mentioned, they learn by doing. In the classroom, apprentices are provided with a theory about how and why they are installing a wide variety of electrical systems, devices, and products to a national standard. The main directive of our National Electrical Code, which is our national standard, is to protect people and property. During the 900 hours of related classroom instruction and hands-on lab exercises, apprentices learn how to use, care for, install, safely handle tools and materials that they're used in the trade. So in a controlled environment, they're shown how to safely perform a lot of the tasks that they'll be expected to perform in the field. And then when they're out in the field doing those same tasks, that's when they really fine-tune their ability to perform those tasks as someone who has been already doing that job for a significant amount of time. Our apprentices attend classroom instruction 1 day a week, and they're paid their normal wage. So I have a classroom full of apprentices down the hall. Every one of them is making their hourly wage just the same as if they were on the job. Our state law requires that payment, but our employers see that as a significant investment in those apprentices' future, and like I said earlier, our future workforce. The big thing about apprenticeship is it's industry driven. Our contractors are sitting on the same training committee with our electrical workers. We know what it is, they know what it is that is being performed in the field. It isn't like attending a technical college to learn an occupation, and then when you get out in the field or that career that you're learning how to do that job, and there could be a disconnect between the two. With the industry involved, which is the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers and our National Electrical Contractors Association, they're driving our training in our classroom instruction. One of the significant things that is happening right now is that our classroom instruction is going to a blended learning model. We're using the learning management system where all of our workbooks are going to be online. They're going to be more interactive now. So instead of just doing your homework on a book, you're in the workbook that's online. They'll actually be able to come alive and do some of those activities in a more like a simulator type situation. And we're really looking forward to that. That rolls out in the fall of 2014, and we're pretty excited about that. Our main training partner is the employers. They work in many of the different sectors of the electrical industry. Some of them specialize in small sectors like, say, security, but the majority of our contractors that participate in our training, they do a wide variety of work. So we train to the complete industry. We don't just task train, and we don't just target train. We train so that an electrician, when they're completed with the program, have the ability to perform a wide variety of tasks. And then we also provide continuing education on a regular basis. It's required by our state license, but it's also sought after by our journey workers. They want to stay current with the trends. The wages listed in the statewide data, it includes both the IBEW union collectively bargained rate, but it also includes the non-union electricians and the unorganized electricians. Our graduates are already working in the trade. The current wage for Madison is $33.45. That's the base. The benefits are on top of that, and they're paid pre-tax. 28% of that hourly wage is going into both a national and a local pension. Pretty significant for a young individual that gets into our program. By the time they're ready to retire, they'll have a significant pension set up and put away. Like I mentioned earlier, our apprentices start at 40%. There is no post-graduation job search. A lot of our apprentices are already working in their occupation. They're being poised to take over positions of leadership. Some of them are already have that thrust upon them. Some of them have the ability to work out of a service van, which is really being able to think on your feet. And they get those skills basically by the training they've received both in the classroom and on the job. And finally, I want to speak to the minimum requirements to the program. There's two major requirements that's required for all of our applicants. Number one is they have to have a high school diploma, and that's a lot of what you're doing is to turn out good students that are ready to career ready, and the trades is a good path. The high school diploma is the first key. But for electricians and a couple of the other trades, they have a minimum math requirement. Our minimum math is 1 year of high school algebra with a passing grade of a C. We also have some equivalencies so that if they take geometry, trigonometry, whatever it is, after algebra, we'll accept that as well. If an individual doesn't have that passing grade of a C in algebra in high school, one post-high school algebra class with a passing grade of a C will satisfy that requirement. But the number one thing for becoming an electrician is a person has to apply to the program. It's a real significant step to take is to make that commitment and drive forward, trying to get your career on track to a nice living. I can't say any more about that. It's been real rewarding for myself and my family, but it's also, I've seen a significant amount of apprentices come in looking for a path through life, and when they graduate, they're confident and ready to move forward with their lives and their careers. We want to have an apprentice speak to you as basically tell their path to apprenticeship, how they got here, and give you a little bit from their perspective.